So I think we're going to go ahead and get started now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tanaka Shuzo and Francois Chartier's Art of Sake Blending. My name is Ida Vuong. I am a sake specialist for Sake School of America and Mutual Trading Company. And joining me today is my wonderful co-host, Toshio Ueno. He is the vice president and co-founder of Sake School of America. Today, Tanaka X Chartier has a really fantastic program for you all today. So I just want to, before I pass it over to Marcus, to let you know what he has planned, I'm going to put in the chat, let's see, 2 files, if I can get both of them in there. There we go. So I put the brochure and the spec sheet or technical sheets in there for you. If you want to follow along, it is a really helpful document. So Marcus is going to go ahead and explain the agenda today. Marcus, take it away.
Thank you, Ida-san, for the introduction. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, depending on what part of the world you're calling in from. Before I get started, on behalf of the team at Tanaka 1789 X Chartier, just want to express our gratitude to Ueno-san, Ida-san, and Sake School of America to allow us this wonderful opportunity today to share a little bit of our Kura, as well as present our new line of blended sake, Tanaka 1789 X Chartier. If I could quickly share first slide. So in our presentation today, there will be 3 stories. The first will be about Tanaka Shuzoten, our Kura, and its 233-year history of making sake using the traditional Kimoto and Yamahai methods. The second story will be the aromatic science developed by our master blender, Francois Chartier, and his 35 years of knowledge and travels throughout the world. And the third and last story is how the merging of these 2 worlds culminated in our new brand, Tanaka 1789 X Chartier, which all started back in 2016, which is the re-beginning for us. At this time, Morikawa Toji, would you like to say a hello to everyone?
Hi. Hello, my name is Yasuhiro Morikawa, Toji of Tanaka Shuzoten. Welcome to and pleasure to meet you.
So this is a short 1-minute video of our Kura.
今その古い手法から新しいイノベーティブというか江戸時代に確立した肝と山灰をメインとしたお米の味をうまく生かした手作りのお酒ですね。純米酒というのはもともとお米だけが原料なのでそのお米の味が生きたお酒なんですけどそこにまたこの自然の乳酸菌から発生するトゲのない酸味と酒母を作る過程でいろいろ従来型とは違うたくさんのアミノ酸群というかタンパク群がものすごい脂質に影響を受けとても酸度は高いのに柔らかく感じるような脂質になって酵母も健全に発酵してとても味切れのいいお酒になっています。
So before I have a quick 3 slides just to share with everyone, but before I do that, if I could just introduce our speakers from our team today. Previously you met Morikawa Toji. He's our 14th generation Toji at our Shuzoten. We also have Francois Chartier, master blender and the executive producer for Tanaka 1789 X Chartier, and also Maria Laura Ortiz, who is our international sales and marketing director. So this first photo is our Kura, and as mentioned in the caption, it was established in 1789, which coincidentally is the same time as the French Revolution, and it was founded by a gentleman, Mr. Rinbei Tanaka, who at that time happened to be the most famous kimono dealer of the Date samurai clan. So as far as geography, our brewery is located in the Miyagi Prefecture, so the northwestern part of Sendai. And we're fortunate that we have crystal clear cold water flowing down from the snow-capped Oe mountain range throughout the year. And just a little neat trivia fact, I think everybody has seen the small kokeshi dolls that I have a photo there. So of the 11 traditional kokeshi type dolls, actually 5 of them belong to the Miyagi Prefecture. So a little trivia tidbit that you can use at a next party. So just wanted to share a little bit about our Kura. So we continue to be one of the few sake breweries that every year simultaneously actually use both the Kimoto and Yamahai brewing methods. There's many that still use it, but I think we're one of the few that actually do it simultaneously. And we're a totally handcrafted sake brewery. So here's some of the manual processes that we feature, and you actually get a chance to see the koji tray method as well as the koshiki in the video that's following. And we're going to be actually showing a video that we had to pre-record. Unfortunately, the construction of the Kura, the wood, the ceramic tiles didn't allow us to have live feed. So we're going to show a video that's narrated first by Morikawa Toji in Japanese, and then followed by in English by Maria Laura. So please relax, and we hope that you can enjoy these videos.
田中シャルティエが作られる田中酒造店は創業1789年、232年の歴史を持つ酒蔵です。モノトーンでまとめられた魅力的な外観は生小壁と呼ばれ、防火性、耐火性が主な目的ですが、機能性に加え、この高いデザイン性は日本的な洋の美を表し、この意識は酒造りにも生かされ、田中シャルティエのラベルの意匠の元ともなっております。綺麗ですね、これ。蒸米作業ですね。日本酒の原料であるお米を丁寧に洗い、最高の状態に吸水させ、乾燥度の高い蒸気で蒸し上げます。この蒸し米の良し悪しが酒造りの重要なポイントとなるため、私がすべて確認作業を行い、最良の蒸米にしております。これは仕込み作業ですね。蒸されたお米、先ほどのお米を冷たい空気の力でこのタンクの中に送り、攪拌を行い、もろみになります。お酒作りではこの風景よく見られますけど、全体の作業としてはほんの一部となります。これ結構大変なんです。で、こちらが仕込み蔵の前景、入り口ですね。シンメトリーですね。で、こちらが新しく入ったタンク。で、これは麹作りになりますね。田中酒造店では、機械を使わず、すべて手作りの作業でこのように麹を作っております。で、こちらは昼夜を問わず3、4時間おきに確認や作業を行うので、とても大変で眠いです。眠くなります。上手ですね。上手だ。長いな。で、この中室温結構高くて40度くらいでものすごい汗かくんです。で、これは先ほども流れてました木本作りの中のmotosuriという作業になります。これとってもその時の米の質によって作業の質も変えてますんで。で、こちらが田中シャルティエのもろみはこのように小さな温度管理できる小さなタンクで特別に仕込み、丁寧な管理で このようにあとは機械で絞ります。でこのように透明な綺麗なお酒が出てきます。美味しそうですね。
Thank you, Morikawa Toji.
ありがとうございます。もう一回。
Well, welcome to Tanaka Sake Brewery, where the sake Tanaka 1789 X Chartier was created. So you can see this is a beautiful sake brewery with 233 years of history. It was founded in 1789 in the same year of the French Revolution, as Marcos mentioned. You can see the walls very attractive. It's a classic design from the Edo era. You can see here and perceive this kind of duality. This wall called Namako, and have a beautiful design that is connected with our label. Here you can see the intense and hard work that is made to produce our sake. When I see that, I can feel this kind of synchronized work that is made here. Is taking care of every detail here. The steam rice with the pure water creates something unique. Here we can see making a similar, this is more for wine lovers, the work similar to the batonnage that is connected with each grain of rice with the water, making a perfect mixture, trying to release all the aromas, all the complexity to the liquid. It is something that is very incredible, and we put this kind of word handcrafted because everything is made by hand and is very dedicated. Here we have a panoramic view of the Kura. We have all the tanks where everything is going here. Steam rice is sent to the tank by the power of cold air. Here become Romi. Here we can see the manual work that is making. When I see here, very dedicated hand managed creating this kind of funnels to allow the rice to cool. It's a very dedicated work. You can see it's one by one, managed with a very careful. Here the work is motosuri, which is making the kimoto. You can see this kind of synchronized dance that it happened, making and producing these beautiful and unique bottles of sake. Here we have one of the small tanks with the Tanaka 1789 X Chartier created. As you can see, there is only a few machines, only for filter, trying to take care of what is happening inside of the bottle to obtain one of the more aromatic, complex, and purest sake. I'm looking here and think I need a glass of sake here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. And so this concludes the first story of our presentation today about Tanaka Shuzoten. And so I'd like to pass the baton over to Francois-san to start our story about aromatic science.
Voila. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Morikawa-san, Maria Laura, and everyone at Mutual Trading, Ueno-san, and all the team for this great opportunity. We will try to show more and more what happened at Tanaka Shuzo, because there's so many things going on there. And as you can see, the body language, the handcraft sake, all the amazing work was done there. There's a project who was birthed in 2017, which is Tanaka 1789, TxC Chartier. So I got the great pleasure to be the master blender of this project. We will explain the aromatic science of molecular harmony, which is a science I have created in 2002. Why? Because this is before why I can be the master blender today. There's a reason before that. There's a huge work been done since 35 years as a sommelier, as a chef, and as a scientist. So, and then we'll go on part 2, and we'll deep into this project, which is related directly to the Morikawa-san amazing work. So let's go in this aromatic science of molecular harmony. Molecular for molecules, for aroma. So it could be aromatic science of aroma harmony. So I've created this science in 2002 after 20 years, when we go back in 2002, searching the perfect matching wine and food, beverages and food, which includes sake, whiskey, beer, everything we drink when we are eating. And but there was no scientific book at that time, before 2002, who could explain the matching wine and food. And I'm a very curious mind. I'm kind of people who why? I want to understand everything, to capture. So I was not able to do my job as a sommelier at the time well, because there was something missing. So I decided to study to be a cook. Then I decided to study science, to use science and to understand my work. And in 2002, I have this idea of molecular harmony, and I publish in many books, in fact, 27 books. And the first book of this aromatic science is Taste Buds and Molecule, who's been published in 2009. There's been many books since that time. What it is exactly, this aromatic science of molecular harmony, is by combining ingredient and or liquid dominated by one or more aromatic molecule of the same family, the result is greater than the sum of its part. 1 + 1 = 3. It's a synergic, aromatic synergy effect that goes in your mouth and your nose at the same time. And it's help us to magnify, to complexify, to multiply, to augment the pleasure. It's been proved by Scientific American magazine, by Nature magazine, 2011, 2010, and 13, I think. They have done a scientific study on my book, on my science, to see, do we have a real science? And do you have something in our end that open new doors? And they said, yes, okay, we have a new science here. And this help, in fact, was very interesting, because they have found at that moment that 85% of the recipe of the world are dominated by 2 or 3 ingredients who are dominated by the same molecules. So that's mean unconsciously, we all go there, you know, not consciously, because we are not doing recipe with our nose. So it's very interesting. I give you an example, very easy to understand. It's related to Japan at the same time. Nori seaweed. Everybody know that today in the United States and around the world to make sushi. I've been working from 2007, 2010 as an advisor, aromatic advisor with Ferran Adria, a top chef, 5-time world best restaurant. I was working in the lab with him and his crazy team and sharing my science with them. And one day he was working on nori seaweed, trying to do Italian pasta with the nori seaweed. And he said, what are the ingredients to share the same dominant molecules? And I give him this list of ingredients, and with his intuition, like you can do, everyone will listen to me, depending on your skill, of your culture, or your knowledge, or what you would like to do. He said, wow, okay, nori seaweed with those ingredients, raspberry and violet water. This sounds something to him, especially raspberry. He said, wow, Japan don't use raspberry with nori seaweed. We go back in 2007. He said, nobody use raspberry with nori seaweed. Let's do it. You can do it at home. You take a nori seaweed, you cut it 2 inch by 2 inch, you put a fresh raspberry, you close like a bonbon and you eat. You see 1 + 1 = 3. It's amazing encounter. Never I will go there, but science told me to go there because both are sharing beta-ionone, which is a dominant molecule, aromatic molecule, which smell raspberry and violet. So, and you can serve Syrah wine with that. So we have created nori temaki with that, with raspberry puree and water violet, which is very funny when you see that, but it's so good. So this aromatic science lead me to numerous collaboration. And I became advisor for many world top chefs of the world best 50 restaurant, like Ferran Adrià, like Andoni Aduriz from Mugaritz, like Joan Roca, from many top world pastry chefs around the world, chocolate master. I'm an advisor for many brands like Cacao Barry, which one is the top chocolate brand in the world. I have analyzed their chocolate on an aromatic point of view. Since 3 years, I'm an advisor also for Sony Music. Sony Music is an AI now, and they are also in gastronomy with AI. And we are building with them a Sony AI interface, kind of an app of what's happening in the mind of a creator at the moment of creativity. Chef or sommelier, when it's a moment to create a dish, everything goes fast in the head, and we can create many dishes and only in 1 minute. So we try to capture that with my aromatic science and the core, and to create this kind of app. So many projects going on. So, but from that, there was a new project also happened in 2017, and it's about sake. Because I've been writing wine buying guide, 18 years. I've been tasting 4,000 wine a year. I've been traveling the world since 35 years and tasting sake, whiskey, everything. I've been blending wine since 2011. I've been learning blending wine with Pascal Chotin, with top enologists. So when the people with Wakana-san, Wakana Tabata, we met in 2017 early, she asked me to do one sake at their brewery. I say no, but then I went there to see the place, because what can I do? A brewery is there since 1789, and they have Morikawa-san who do amazing Junmai sake. What can I do more? I can talk about sake. As you see, I talk a lot. I can talk for hours about sake. I've been studying sake since 30 years, but talking and making is two things. So, but I went there, and after 2 days, something happened, and say, oh, maybe we have a window here, and we have created this amazing brand, Tanaka 1789 ex Chartier, which already won 1 gold medal, 3 silver medal, and different contests around the world. So we have created kind of small revolution in the world of sake. We have launched the first bottle to distributor in August 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, and we are today in 23 countries. So I'm very proud of the work of the team, what we have achieved, and it's not finished. So it's and we call that the beginning of time, because it's the meeting of two hemispheres, Japan, the East and West guy from Canada who live in Barcelona, and all the team, my team, the team in Japan, with this beautiful jewel, which is a brewery that you have visit and video earlier. I was so happy to see the video. I was emotional because I didn't have chance to travel in Japan since 2 years because of the pandemic. So I miss so much. We have created a bottle, a special bottle, not only about design, but it's about also we have done sake to aging, have a real potential of aging. So I wanted to have captured that in a dark bottle, completely black, so there's no light can go in. But we decide to play also the white and black tile of the brewery and diamond shape, play with that on the bottle. So we have created a real luxury brand with that, inspired by the brewery. And we have won also 2 or 3 awards for the branding, World Award branding, who's been done in New York by Force Majeure. So, and until the closer, we have chosen a glass closure, which is the top. Why? It's very expensive, but very important for us as we do sake that can age. We need the perfect closure on that bottle, and it's stay open for 3 months. You can pour a glass, put that back on the cellar, on the fridge, and doesn't move for 3 months. so we can put back the closure, which is very important. I will go back at that day. I went to the brewery the first time in 2017, and the day that something happened, you know, kind of a crack on the wall, the light happened. We have created what I've called the new art of blending in the world of sake. The new art of blending in the world of sake. Because blending the best with the best is the circular story, especially in champagne. How champagne, it's about blending. Sometimes 200 cuvées blend together with Krug, with Dom Pérignon. Same thing with Scotch blending, whiskey from Japan or from Scotland. Same thing with sherry from Spain. It's all about blending. Same thing with port, and same thing with wine. All the top wine of the world take their soul at the moment of the blend. Chateau Margaux, Chateau Lafite, Chateau Mouton, different plot, different age of vine, different kind of vine, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and on and on. They all vinified separately, and after a certain period, it's a moment of the blend. You see Pascal Châtenay here in the middle. He's the man with who I've been working and learning blend. He's the master blender of wine and the wine of world and the world of wine. So great man. So before 2017, there was no real blending story in Japan. It's not about blending sake. So that's what I saw when I go there. I said, okay, let's try to do some blend. So I done some blend, and we achieved things very interesting because we can multiply, magnify by blending, by the way of blending in the wine industry, in the champagne industry, in the sherry, and all of that. So that's what I've been using my knowledge of tasting 4,000 wine a year and all the beverages, learning blending with Pascal Châtenay, and my aromatic science, aromatic knowledge. So when I'm moment of the blend, I use my nose much more than even the texture. So this is not better, it's just different. That's it. It's no. So I thought it was time to create the new art of blending in the world of sake, with the help of Morikawa-san and all the team. Morikawa-san is a modern samurai, totally. Young Toji, the 2 feet on the ground and the deep roots of tradition of Japan Toji, but the head and the cloud open to so many things. So that's why we get along together with all the team. So, but to achieve great blend, you need to do different kind of sake. It's like to achieve great champagne, you need many different kind of profile of champagne with different aroma, different texture, more acidity, less acidity, more body. You know, it's all about blending different things together to achieve something different. So I asked Morikawa-san if we were okay to adapt a little bit the way he do sake, not change, adapt. There's nothing to change in his work, but to adapt only to get the sake I wanted to blend. So we have played with different kind of rice, especially with Kura no, which is a local variety to be sustainable at the same time and help the grower of Miyagi. But Kura no bring a lot of complexity and acidity. My goal, acidity. Why? I thought the future of sake, future market of sake will be the wine lover and the sommelier in the restaurant of the world, not Japanese restaurant, for sure Japanese restaurant, but all the restaurant of the world. And so to get to them, we need sake with a little bit more acidity naturally. You remember, you saw it on the video, here is handcraft sake, totally. And Kimoto Yamahai method, very natural and very old tradition way. So 9 steps we have adapted to get always a little bit more acidity, Sake has 5 times less acidity than wine. Here we have only 2 times. So we achieved to get a little bit more freshness. So the wine lover, the sommelier, the chef of restaurant around the world could find his comfort zone as wine, but this is not wine, this is sake. When you taste our product, you see this is sake. There's nothing to do with wine in a sense of the soul, of the aroma, of the texture, but this touch of acidity will get people in comfort zone. Here you see the Shubo room, which is penthouse on the top at the Tanaka Shuzo. So at the end, we have created a range of sake, 3 different sake. Our flagship, which is blend 001, which is a Junmai, That was the first one. We have created 2017, was a very low production just to see if we can achieve experimental. We never put it on the market. We put 2018, the first real vintage. That's what is on the market in the United States right now. And we have decided in 2019 to do a second label, kind of a homage of the second label of Bordeaux top wine. So Pavillon of blend. You have seen the Pavillon and the video, the small house beside the brewery, which is kind of guest house. In French, we call that a pavillon. That's why we call it the Pavillon. It's an homage to this little house beside the brewery. And same DNA of Blend 001. That's why it's Pavillon of Blend 001. Same IDs, getting a little bit more acidity, aroma, a lot of umami, because that's what I wanted to have, this vinosity like wine. So umami bring that, but a little bit less complex as a second wine of Bordeaux and a little less expensive. And then there's Blend 002, which is a Daigenjo, very sexy blend, lychee, rose, full, luscious fruit texture, the 28% polished rice, very long taste, beautiful sake. So exclusive seller selection. We have created cases of our trio, TxC blended trio of our sake. So sake, craft for wine lover and for food lover. As my core of everything I do is related to food because of my science and everything. So I try to always keep that in mind and create sake that will match perfectly with food. Why? There's a duality matching with our sake, and I will explain you why we find this duality. Let's talk about our flagship, Blend 001 2018. This is a sake. We have blended 7 different kinds of sake together that we have crafted in 2018. The goal here, like I told you, was to craft sake for wine lover with more acidity. We have done 3 kinds remembering sake like Sauvignon Blanc. They are not Sauvignon Blanc, they are sake. But anise-like taste aroma like Sancerre or Pouilly Fumé or Sauvignon Blanc for New Zealand with good sharp acidity, especially when it's served very cold, as many people serve sake very cold. 4 other batches, more like Chardonnay, something between California Chardonnay, oaky rum, no oak here, no oak, and like Burgundy, Meursault, Montrachet. So more lactone, more peaches, more pear, more coconut, rounded style, more umami, a little bit less acidity. And we have aged that for 14 months before bottling and a neutral vessel. So which is quite rare. We are not the only one, but it's not, 95% of the sake are craft finish the making process in April, May, and they are putting in bottle 2 weeks to 2 months after. And they are drunk in the year that follow, usually 2 years more or less. Here, we have created an aging potential of 8 to 10 years in bottle. Why? It's been vaccinated against oxidation because it's been aging 14 months. It's still young, very transparent, very cool, a little bit yellow tone on the color, but very young, crisp acidity, full body, long aftertaste, and you feel the acidity at the end just lift off the aroma. Very interesting. You see the rice polishing here, 60%. So if you I don't know how the different people who are listening today, you look at the books or you buy sake, and sake at 28%, 24% supposed to be the best one sake. Some of them are amazing, this is for sure, but it's a matter of style. I was looking for sake, remember, with more acidity and with full body umami, which is not easy to achieve the both together. So to achieve that, we need less polish because there's a lot of acidity outside of the shell and the outer shell of the rice. If we polish too much, we lose acidity a little bit. We don't get the complexity aroma I wanted to have, and we don't get as much umami. So that's why we are always between 50, 60, 65 to get exactly what we're looking for. Working with different yeast, as we have 7 batches of sake different, we can play with yeast to get a little bit more acidity, especially with Miyagi B3 and number 7 to get what we were looking for. I've been tasting this sake every day since the first day. Because it's my baby and I wanted to experience, to understand. I got bottle open since 1.5 years here, and they have changed because they are open. But so after 3 months, for the first 3 months, nothing changed. So in a restaurant or at home, you open, you serve a glass or two, put the bottle, and you can go back 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months after. There's no problem, which is quite surprising. But by serving the bottle at 4 degrees on the table, I discovered something, and I will share that with you. Time pairing concept. Listen to the video, please. Time pairing concept. Sake matching. Duality. Acidity. Texture. Anise-like taste. Lactone, umami. Voila. So time pairing concept. I've discovered that with Nicolas, who worked with us, Nicolas Rocher, and with all the team, serving the bottle at 4 degrees on the table, you feel the Sauvignon Blanc style. Anise-like aroma, basil, tarragon, and all those anise-like taste aroma, and acidity, not the fattiness. You don't feel it. Then you let the bottle, you don't pour that in an ice bucket. The temperature will rise and go to 8 to 12 degrees, slowly going to Sauvignon Blanc from New World, more warm climate, then to Chardonnay from Burgundy, and then from aged Chardonnay from Burgundy or from California, and then really umami Junmai to 20 degrees. So you can experience 3 to 5 to 6 different temperature, different style of product. At the end, you can play with the menu. That's say 1 bottle on the table, but 3, 4, 5 courses, completely different menu, starting at 4 degrees with something marinated with fresh herbs, and slowly going up with more richer, more complex thing to go to umami. I will show you some example of thing. Here we have you can play menu at 6 to 12 degrees with different Celsius. I'm talking in Celsius. Very important. So more acidity, more aroma of anise-like taste, more fresh herbs. Then you go to 12 to 17. Okay, you're going for meat, for pork, for shiitake, for miso. You know, you're getting slowly on the umami side. Then 18 to 22, even 24 sometimes, you can go with very full dish. I will show you some here. Look at here. At 8 degrees, you get an octopus here, but with fennel. So fennel is part of anise-like taste product. So with some grapefruit, pink grapefruit, which is also anise-like taste and acidity. 16 degrees, all the fresh vegetable who have anise-like taste, fresh herbs, but with black truffle, because our sake over 16 is getting this black truffle aroma. Then 12 degrees, you can play just between anise-like taste, a shrimp with carrots, a puree with anise seed, and 20 degrees, here it's a recipe with katsuobushi, which is a dry bonnet from Japan, hard like that, you put that on it. This is on Parmesan cheese mousse, aged Parmesan. Parmesan cheese, truffle, katsuobushi, same molecule. So a lot of creativity possible from here. At 12 degrees, 14 degrees, here you can play. This is from Daniel in New York. Acetra caviar, artichoke, chickpea, lemon, eucalyptus. So a lot of freshness and mouth because it's cold a little bit. 20, 22 degrees, you go with a dashi with mushroom, with shiitake, enoki, and grilled vegetable. And many, many dishes like that. You can play so much with the temperature. We have done a scientific study of caviar and jamon. Jamon is Iberic ham, pure ham from Spain, which is the best pure ham in the world. Very fat, very umami. And in fact, we have found the same molecule dominant in caviar and pure ham and our Junmai. But it's both world, very salty caviar, but with umami, and ham not salty, but with umami, because a lot of fat, and you serve our sake, depending on which one. So you can play with that. Very, very inspiring. You can even go further at 24 degree and serve on the left side. This is a lièvre à la royale. This is I don't know, we say lièvre, it's like rabbit, but a very powerful sauce with blood, with dark chocolate and black truffle. Nobody think white sake with that. But at 24 degree, as there's truffle aroma, molecules in it, you get the match perfect. So you see, we have passed from green things like that, very fresh, to go directly to this powerful dish. So please play at home. Time pairing is amazing. I didn't know about that. I didn't create the concept. The concept appeared just by tasting our sake in a glass of wine, let the temperature go, and the concept appear like that. Huh? So we have also, like I said, the Pavillon, which is the brother of Blend 001 with the same DNA. This will be available in May in the US. Pavillon is 5 blend different, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay style. So like I said, exactly the same path, 10 months heavy aging on instead of 14 for Blend 001, but for the rest, more or less the same way of making the sake. There's a little pout of sukuju as here, Yamahai, but a little touch of sukuju. Junmai, not Junmai, but Morikawa-san is the king of sukuju also. Yeah, I'm always surprised to see how the sukuju can be high-end at Tanaka Shuzoten. So I wish you to discover this sake. It's more approachable, young, will age a little bit less, but so charming. Yeah, I think it's a good entry level to get to our blend 001. So you will discover it soon. And we have this more mango, almond milk, full body, very interesting. So to match with coconut, mango, pineapple, and French cuisine with beurre blanc, with mushroom, cheese plate, amazing for cheese plate, this sake. You can play a lot. And again, playing with foie gras, with nuts, with maple syrup and curry, or playing at the dessert with peaches and coconut. So, and then there's a blend 002, with hopefully we will get one day in USA, which is, like I said just before, this is 28% polish to sake blend, very similar as a Pinot Gris from Alsace, not Pinot Grigio from Italy. Pinot Grigio is very interesting wine, but very not very rich. Pinot Gris from Alsace is full body, rich, very aromatic, complex. That's what we get here. 17-month age also. So powerful, high-end sake, luxury, small production. So, and you can play with top dish to play with that. So if you want to know more about our project, you can go on Tanaka1789xchartier.com. We have created on the web also a sakegraphy, which is a sake community with master classes, video, many things, information we share not only about us, about everything around sake. So please discover our sake. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow. Thank you so much, Francois. That was, wow, yes. you definitely rehearsed that a few times.
Sorry, there's a lot of talking, a lot of things to share, but I hope the timing is okay. And thank you so much again for the opportunity. If you have any question, we will be able to answer. For Morikawa-san, not only for me or for the team, will be a great pleasure.
Makes me hungry. Makes me hungry.
Yeah, me too.
So I'd like to open up the floor to the Q&As. Well, I'm just going to wait just a moment to see if I have any more questions trickle in. But the raspberry and nori pairing, I was like, everybody's going to go to the grocery store after this.
It's very funny, but it's so good. So good, and it's easy. You can even do a salad, you know, in the summertime, salad of raspberry, and you do like a little slice of nori on it, and that's it. And maybe a vinaigrette with raspberry vinegar, and you got it.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Well, it's perfect for summer.
Yeah, it's coming.
I was also wowed by the katsuobushi and the Parmesan cheese. That was a fun pairing as well.
we have created a mochi with that at Elbuli. We have created a mochi of Parmesan, 36 months aged Parmesan, 36 aged Parmesan cheese mochi with katsuobuchi inside. So you didn't see it, you shove, and then you get this powerful
Explosion.
katsuobuchi. Yeah, exactly, explosion.
Okay, so I think maybe this one's gonna go to Morikawa Toji. Do you ever think about blending types of water from different sources?
森川当時、質問が、いろんな水を混ぜたり、それを使ってブレンディングして、酒造りを考えたことありますかっていう質問です。
それはあまり考えないですね。あまり効果的でないですね。その着地点を最初に考えて作る、与えられた条件もあるんですけど、着地点を見たときに、いろいろ水を混ぜるってことは、そんなに合理的ではないですね。他の段階で変える方がよほど、その着地点に持っていきやすいんで、そこはあまり考えないです。
So he hasn't really considered mixing, blending water during the process because there's always a goal that he sort of sets as far as the batch of sake, and so he doesn't see too much of a benefit in that sense. But instead, there's other steps in the process, sake making process, where it has a much higher degree of effect to the final product.
Hopefully that answered your question, Richard Miller. I have a couple other questions. So Keith asks, how does the sake stay stable once opened and subject to oxidization for like the 3 months? So Francois, I think you were talking about this.
Why? Is that the question? Why? Yes.
How does the sake stay stable?
Yeah, it's because, like I said, our sake first is very rich, more acidity, more umami, age 14 months for the blend 001, our flagship, 14 months in a neutral vessel. So oxidation slowly getting in. So change the molecules, the aroma, the structure that create kind of a vaccine against oxidation. I will do a parallel, a metaphor. Great wine from Bordeaux or from great Cabernet from California are aged 2 years, sometimes 3 years in oak before being bottled. Why? Many reasons, but one of the reasons is give the amount of oxygen in the wine to help the wine to age for a long period and bottle. And so I think I don't have the full answer because I never made this sake before. We had created something that, I could explain, but I will need more time. But we have do 3 blending during the 14 months, like cooking a broth, 3 reduction when you cook a big broth for over 48 hours. We have done 3 different blending. So something happened. I cannot totally explain, but this sake is protect against oxidation. I know it will evolve. When we put in bottle, I was quite sure that we can go for 8 to 10 years in bottle and stay open 2, 3 months, 4 months. Now, today, with times back, the same vintage, I think it will go maybe for 15 to 20 years in bottle. I've done a lot of experimentation with it, and yes, he's got the potential of aging, but time will tell.
Continuing on with the topic of aging, do you think aging sake will become more popular?
I will let also Ueno-san answer after because he's got amazing experience, and maybe Morikawa-san also. I don't know, but maybe because when you taste koshu or aged sake, there's some amazing sake. It's completely another world. They are a little bit the sherry amontillado of sake. Nuts, aroma, caramel, cigar box, figs, dried figs. It's quite amazing when they get very aged. So it's give complexity to sake, and it's proved the world that sake that are like wine, let's say noble product, So I think it's important. We will see more. Will become a fashion or a trend. I don't know.
And Ueno-san, do you have any thoughts on if aging sake will become more popular?
I think, aging or the Francois style is like, mixing and blending those flavor makes it complex and rich. And as I've been writing about gastronomic sake lately, it's very similar concept to you because I got gastronomic sake term from visiting actually in Madrid. And I was visiting Rioja, Toro, and Duelo, and they're saying, "Oh, this is more gastronomic wine," and that's when I said, "Oh, this is now it's becoming more trendy than just like cocktail wine, like California wine used to be by itself, by its own enjoyment, but it's more food friendly." Wine and sake, and that's what the Francois sake Tanaka 1789 is. You have to, this sake is supposed to be enjoyed with food. And I love the concept. And yeah, I think more than aging, but blending and, age it a little bit longer to make it, have that special esters and umami coming out, the savoriness and other component comes out. It's coming.
We've seen, just to add, since not only because of us, I don't believe that, but since we do that, there's a couple of breweries starting to do blending. So something's happening, it's about creating complexity. And the aging could be 6 months, 10 months, 14 months, 17, bring complexity also. So, at the end, everybody's looking to do great product. Even the sake brewer. So everyone have his own recipe, his own philosophy also to go with that. So that's what makes this complex world of sake, beautiful world of sake.
Thank you. So I think we maybe passed through this topic a little too quickly earlier. Kaoru Tomoyoshi-san, she's asking, how does this project actually work? Is it Francois asking Morikawa Toji what type of sake he wants to assemble first? Or is it the other way around where Morikawa Toji makes several different sake and then Francois blends it?
Yeah, it's first I met Wakana-san in Paris for another project. And at the end of the pitch, Aromatic project, Wakana-san told me, we will do your project one day, but I have something else for you. I would like you to do one sake at our brewery. And that moment, I didn't know what to answer because everything I said just before. So I went there, and after 2 days, I had the idea of blending because I saw there were no blending, and I was surprised about that. So, and I asked them, can I stay alone with Nicolas in the tasting room? And I want to taste everything. So you taste everything. You say, I want to taste again. I didn't talk about blending because I said to myself, if I talk to them, let's do blending. Maybe they will say no. So I done some blending and it was quite interesting. So I done a blind tasting to Morikawa-san and all the team. Say, look, hey, sake, what it is. I say nothing, just taste. We talk after. Because, talking is great, but the answer is always in the glass, So he tastes everything. And at the end, he asked me what was the last 3 sake of the 8 sake. And I said, why? He said, they are so good. I said, they are the fifth one. They are your sake that I've blended. Vintage 2017 and 16. I've blended those sakes. Oh, so the expression very Japanese, huh? Shugoi. And that's what is. That's the way we get along, Morikawa-san and I, and then the team and Wakana, and then we start talking and we decide maybe we can do a range of sake with that, a line of sake. And that's the way it goes. And we try different things, and we are here today and then 23 countries and sharing this passion. Great story.
It is a great story.
It's and bringing to the world a sake, new kind of sake. As we know, sake, a lot of people don't know nothing about sake around the world. bringing sake, a new brand, completely unknown, in the middle of a pandemic and being in 22 countries. I feel, I don't know, we feel very privileged because it's I don't know, there's something happened, but we're still trying to do the best and blending and aging and making something very good. And let's see the future. But I know the vintage 2020, which coming, is already blend, and 21 is just being finished. We have great sake in our hands. So I'm very, very happy for the future.
Since we're coming up on 4 o'clock or on the hour, we're just going to continue for a few more minutes. Just to answer Mateo's question really quickly, what yeast is being used? That's actually included in the brochure document, which will be in the follow-up email after this event. You'll probably receive it by tomorrow. I've also uploaded into the chat somewhere, so if you could look for that. Erica wants to know, is it okay to warm up these blends with higher acidity above 24 degrees Celsius to 38 or 40 degrees Celsius?
I will say yes and no. Yes. Why? I've done a lot of experimentation, like I said. After 24 degrees, I'm not completely impressed, but there's a guy in Paris who's an amazing guy of sake, and he make it and he do the perfect dish. And I was there one night and said, wow, this is amazing. What's the sake I got in my glass? He said, is your sake, buddy? It was a blind tasting. So, and I didn't recognize it because it was at 34 degrees. So not 24, 34, but with this earthy dish and truffle and blah, 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 was so good. So, but when I do it, each time I do some experiment, it's very good. But my comfort zone, where I see where our sake is the best, is between 12 to 20. And at the moment now, 16 is, wow, just amazing. So, and 1 year ago, 1 year and a half ago, was much more around 8 degrees. So you see, the sake move, sake change. So maybe I change also, must be. So I don't know. So I don't, maybe it's not the answer you're expecting, Erika. I'm sorry, but I'm always honest and linked to my feeling and my emotion.
So, okay. So you guys have a recommended serving range, but always feel free to experiment and play. Yeah. Things are always changing, right? So I'm curious, I guess for Morikawa Toji, during motosuri, do you guys have a song? Do you guys sing a song? And is it specific to Tanaka Shuzoten?
森川当時、元すりの時に、その修行の時に皆さん、歌う曲とかありますか？田中酒造店でよく使う。
まあ、昔ながらの元すり歌は歌わないんですけど、自分の好きな音楽とかかけたりします。
So as Francois mentioned in his PowerPoint, Morikawa Toji is our young samurai. So certainly there's traditional motosuri songs, but they play whatever trendy music that they like right now, because ultimately that's what gets their body in rhythm, and you see that beautiful synchronicity within the team.
Interesting answer. That's not what I expected at all. And final question, what is your favorite food pairing with Blend 001? This is for both Morikawa-san and Francois, and anybody else who wants to offer an answer.
I will let the other one answer first, and I will answer last, maybe. If you don't mind, I can answer first, but...
森川当時、今現在うちのブレンド001で一番フードペアリングが好きなどういう食べ物とかが一番好きですか？
あれですね、生の牡蠣とかですかね。はい、牡蠣。まあ魚介類でもその なんていうんですかね、その赤みでない、まあ、白身であったり、あと、旨味の凝縮したようなタイプの、そうですね、白いというか、はい、海産物で、ちょっと、旨味の濃いものですね。
So sort of leaning towards seafood, especially the white seafood. But his favorite is raw oysters. Just has a lot of umami and packs a nice punch with our blends for 01.
Yeah,
Does anybody else?
I completely agree with the oyster. The bigger is the better with our sake, especially around between 16 and 20 degree. So when you get the smaller oyster, they are more cucumber style texture and aroma flavor. It's better to go between 4 degree and 8 degree of temperature to get this acidity, sharpiness, reminding a little bit of cucumber aroma. So on my side, so and amazing matching with our sake. The best one I've done, and I've done it a couple of times, is with pork. You know, I live in Spain. I live in Barcelona. Pork here is a religion. So the jamon, so always great. But you can do a pork loin. But there's only this part here with the crispy crust outside. The way they cook it, it's completely amazing. And someone doing always a kind of apricot puree beside with a little bit of acidity vinegar inside from Jerez, from cherry. And this match is just out of the world with our sake at 20 degrees. It's just fabulous. So you asked me the best one I ever had. That was the best one. I've tasted it 4 or 5 times because it's so good. So you can do a pork at home and apricot, and you try to have more tender and a lot of fat in it because you need umami, and you will see, and put some little touch of sherry vinegar somewhere, and you will do that vibration. This vibration in our sake. Some people talk about minerality. I don't know. I feel that also, but I don't know if we can use the word thing mineral, but this kind of electricity in our sake at the attack and at the end, especially with this dish and this kind of dish. So yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Does anybody else have a pairing they'd like to suggest?
Laura, since you talk a lot with our clients and distributors.
Hi. Yes, I have a lot, a lot of pairing, but I love foie gras. With a 001 is amazing, the experience, the sensation, and you can taste the foie gras with a figs or also with a apricot marmalade. That it is amazing, the combination. I was remembering also the Wagyu steak that we ate at Suma restaurant, that the combination in the mouth was something unique also. I love the balance between the acidity and the fattiness of the foie gras, and this texture requires a little more acidity, and the complexity of the aromas of the 001 match perfectly with that.
Fantastic answers.
What's interesting here, what Laura just said, is usually for wine matching and sake matching, people will say, okay, you get a dish with a lot of fat, go with a fatty wine, or go with wine with acidity that will cut in the fat. You know, there's 2 schools. With our sake, which have fat, umami, roundness, and acidity at the same time, with this kind of dish that Marie-Laure just said is perfect because you get both worlds at the same time. You get this roundness, fattiness of the sake that goes with the same thing in the dish, and the acidity at the same time. So it's this what we call the duality matching. There's a duality because there's a Sauvignon Blanc style and Chardonnay style mixed together style. And this is not Chardonnay, not Sauvignon Blanc again. This is sake, but the style reminding there's a duality. You can match with thing with acidity and thing with more fat, bone, and rawness.
All right, thank you guys so much. Let me see. Jerry in the comments says, slice of cream cheese marinated in miso. That is a very interesting combination. but give it a try. I could see it pairing quite well. Does anybody want to offer some final words and thanks before we close out here?
Wakana-san?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Wakana, CEO of Tanaka Sake Brewery. Thank you very much for taking your time. It was amazing webinar today. Thank you to Ueno-san and Eva. Thank you very much.
Does anybody else have any final words? Francois?
Please drink sake. Yeah, enjoy, discover sake, discover Japan culture and world cuisine, and just enjoy life and all moment of life. We've been passing through last 2 years difficult for everyone around the world. So sake and food is a good way to just keep away from that and just having good time. Thank you so much, everyone. Arigato gozaimasu.
All right. All right.
Would Morikawa Toji like to say anything?
何か
最後の、はい。
そうですね。こうやって日本でできたお酒がこうやって世界にたくさん飲まれるっていう機会がすごいなんか嬉しくて、あと楽しくて、この嬉しいとか楽しいをまたまた長く続けれるように皆さんのお力をお借りできればなと思ってます。ありがとうございます。
So thank you everyone for this experience. He's obviously thrilled to be able to share sake that's made in Japan with the world, and he looks forward to continuing this and would like to thank you ahead for your support to allow him to continue this in the future. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us. We appreciate you taking the time out to tell us about Tanaka 1789 X Chartier, as well as all those really interesting food pairings and the concept of time pairings as well. For everybody else in the audience, thank you so much for joining us. That is everything. Ueno-san, anything else?
Yeah, I just want to thank you to all the attendees who have supported this event for a long time. As always, without you, this webinar would be meaningless and not worth doing it. So thank you. And I hope you enjoy this presentation of Out of Sake Blending Molecule Harmony by Francois. And I learned so much.
Thank you.
Every time I learn from this seminar, it's great. And at the last, we thank you to all the team from Tanaka 1789 for today's presentation and collaboration. And I hope everyone who came and attended this seminar will try to find this Tanaka 1789 Chartier in many fine restaurants and also retail shop in the US. All right, that's it for me.
All right, and if you guys can't find it, please request it. If you don't know where to find it, it's from Mutual Trading, so you let them know. But thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys next time. If there's one quote to take away from this, it's pork is a religion. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, it's Ida with Sake School of America. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up or we will hold your sake hostage. This is evidence. If you want to see more content from us, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get the latest updates when we upload our videos. And if you want to let us know what to cover next, or if you have something nice to say, be sure to leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see more from our Brewery Spotlight series, be sure to check out the playlist. We'll see you next time.